everybody. Back in the kitchen with Lindsay Brooks, caterer, has a great business, Runaway Spoon, and she's going to talk artichokes, Artichoke 101.
Yes.
I grew up with these. My mom used to make artichokes all the time, and I have to be honest, I can't remember the last time I made them. They're so easy. Every time I do, my husband Bob's like, these are so good. Even my kids like them. Yeah. They're delicious.
They've got a great flavor. They're sweet, but yet they have a little tang to them, natural tang to them. But I think a lot of people just don't know what to do with them, so they buy the ones in the jar and they just work with that.
Yeah.
And fresh artichoke to a jarred one is completely different.
They're nothing alike. No. In fact, my kids don't really like the canned artichoke hearts because they either taste like the marinade or they kind of taste a little bit like the can.
Like a metal can.
Yeah. This is what they look like, by the way. Did you find these in the grocery store this time of year?
Yeah, almost all grocery stores anytime after Christmas through spring and summer.
Okay. All right. So we get this home. How do we deal with it?
Yep. So you're going to start with the whole artichoke. You could steam this entire thing just as is, but there's a certain part of the artichoke that's not really edible, and those are those tips that are a little bit too chewy. They don't actually break down. And there's also what's called a choke on the inside of it. So what we're eventually going to do is get to this, and then steam them so that they look like this.
Okay. So you do that. I'm going to work on the sauce. We always, growing up, we did these with melted butter and lemon. But we're going to do a little healthier sauce. This is a yogurt-based sauce.
Yep. So it's Greek yogurt with a little bit of mayonnaise in there, but the yogurt's a little bit lighter for you.
Okay. So plain Greek yogurt.
Yep.
A little bit of mayonnaise.
Yep, and a little bit of mustard. That's kind of the base of it.
Dijon mustard. Fresh garlic.
Yep, just about a clove that you can either chop, Amy, or you can run over the microplaner if you want.
Okay.
Sometimes it's nice if you're not actually cooking the garlic to try to mince it up as fine as possible, and that's a good way to do it.
And for people who aren't familiar with artichokes, basically you take the leaf and you scrape it on the back of your tongue, you know, or between your teeth, and that's the part you eat. And then when you get down to the heart, then you chop up the heart, and
and that's the best part. Then
it's kind of like a surprise. You eat the outside leaves and then save the best part for last. So it's very fun to eat. We always used to serve this with, my mom would serve it with a steak and potato and a salad or something like that, or it's great with chicken. Oh, so some lemon juice?
Yeah, about a half of a lemon or so in there. Okay. And that's the sauce, a little salt and pepper just to taste. Okay. And what I'm doing over here, Amy, is I'm just cutting the tips of the leaves off. Okay. So just, you know, the first quarter of an inch or so of the top of the leaves.
Should we get this one going?
Sure.
How do you cook these? Down or?
Yep, stem down, or I'm sorry, stem up.
Okay.
So the flour's
lemon juice in here?
Yep, throw it, and then I just throw the lemon in after I squeeze it.
Okay.
And you've got bay leaf and peppercorns that are going to go in there too.
Okay. Do we cover it when we do this?
Yep, so you're going to put it in water, simmer it, and it takes about 20 minutes or so. It depends on the size artichokes you have. You want to be able to pierce the stem with a fork. That's how you'll know they're done.
And so you don't need, I know they have these artichoke cookers. We never grew up with one. My mom would do them just like this.
Just like this, yep. And you can use a steamer, but this way it works just as fine, or just as well for me.
Okay.
So I've trimmed off all the tops of the leaves. I want to cut the top third or so of the artichoke off with a nice sharp knife. And then I'm also going to trim the stem so that I can lay flat on my serving dish. And now what I talked about earlier was that choke. So that's the beautiful purple color inside of the artichoke.
But you don't want to eat that.
No, it's just very feathery, so you're going to choke on it is where it comes from. So what I do is I just take a regular spoon and I'm just going to go in there and I'm going to hollow out that purple area. And once you start digging in there, you're going to see the fibers come out, and that's going to be the choke, like I said, that you're going to want to remove. And then the next thing you want to make sure to do is that once you actually clean it all out and you get it prepared to put into the steamer, you want to rub it with a little bit of lemon juice. As it would be for a potato or any other white vegetable you cut up, it's going to turn brown. So if you just put a little lemon juice on there, you're going to keep that really nice bright green color.
Really? That's one thing I didn't know too, because ours turned a little brown. They still tasted great. So this is a way to just kind of rub it?
Yep, just rub it all over the top.
Okay. So into the water it goes?
Yep.
And about, what, 10 to 15 minutes?
About 20 minutes,
20
actually.
minutes.
It depends. If you get really, really large ones, they might go as long as a half an hour, but typically 20 minutes at a low boil simmer until you can get a fork through the stem.
And here they are. We always serve them warm. My mom did, but they're also great at room temperature.
They're a perfect thing to have on the side. You can do them earlier and just leave them room temperature or even chilled. And what you do is you just pull your little leaf off.
Yum. Dip away.
Dip it into your sauce. Yum. And you got yourself a beautiful appetizer.
Thanks, Lindsay. Appreciate it.